Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
75 stolen poker game boxes seized in Clarendon. The police in Clarendon are reporting the seizure of 75 stolen poker game boxes. The police say the recoveries were made during intensified operations last week, which included the Betting, Gaming and Lottery Commission. In one instance, the operations netted the seizure of 39 game boxes at a location at Cemetery Road in Denby, which led to the arrest and charge of 60-year-old businessman Deverton Francis. The police say he has been charged with unlawful possession of property. The police added that the team had ramped up operations in the division, targeting the illicit use and operation of poker game boxes. They note that the theft of these game boxes have increased in recent times across Clarendon and the neighboring parishes of Manchester and St. Elizabeth. According to the head of the Criminal Investigations for Clarendon Division, Deputy Superintendent Jermaine Anglin, investigations suggest that one of these boxes is valued at an average of $350,000. When stolen, one is reportedly sold for $60,000 to the criminal underworld. Anglin further stated that each box earned an average of $6,000 daily, adding that by his calculation, the 75 boxes seized could generate at least $450,000 daily to fund criminal activities. With this in mind, Anglin said he and his team are resolute to remove the profit out of crime and bring perpetrators to this illicit activity to justice. JUTC to increase rates for charter service September 5th. Persons who use the charter service offered by the state-run Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC will be required to pay more for the service as of Monday, September 5th. The JUTC made the announcement in a statement Monday morning, although it did not state what the new rates will be. It said the pending increase is due to fuel and other operating costs. The company has not increased its chartered rates in 5 years, the statement read. We greatly appreciate your business and look forward to taking you to your favorite destinations as we work together providing an improved service through augmenting our bus fleet in short order, the statement continued. It said persons wishes to use the JUTC's chartered service may email charter@jutc.com.jm or call 876-749-3192 to request a written quotation covering the cost of the trip. Collapsed bridge forcing students to switch schools, says Phillips. Manchester Northwestern Member of Parliament Michael Phillips has blasted the government for playing politics with infrastructure, asserting that little or no attention is being directed to opposition constituencies. Speaking at his constituency conference at the Magoli Primary School on Saturday, Phillips said the state of the country's infrastructure, with emphasis on schools, is the worst it has ever been. Phillips referenced a collapsed bridge in Troy, which he said has triggered a wave of transfer of primary and high school students to institutions in St. Elizabeth. Troy, a rural district bordering Manchester Northwestern and Trelawney Southern, is home to the more than 100-year-old bridge transfers by residents of Manchester, Trelawney, and St. Elizabeth. The bridge collapsed in August 2021 during the passage of Tropical Storm Grace. The Factor Work Minister, Everett Warmington, said months ago that there was no money in the budget to fix the bridge earlier. Him said him can't give no promise, but in other places, we see it happen in short order. Stop play politics to the infrastructure, Phillips said to Warmington. He added, because we see neighboring MPs get over $100 million to spend in a financial year, use all NWA National Works Agency money fix Parish Council Road, while others are trying to rub two stone. It's not fair. The government later announced that work to replace the bridge would commence in fiscal year 2022-2023. Speaking with reporters following the event, Philip chastised the government for turning a deaf ear to the people's plight. It can't take a year to respond to a broken bridge. The children are shifting school. I felt going across the bridge, the lawmaker said. Teachers have been forced to travel an additional 15 miles because of the bridge collapse, said Phillips, with increased travel expenses eroding their incomes. According to the parliamentarian representative, some teachers have disclosed their desire to relocate. In his address at the meeting, Phillips said the PNP had long harbored the notion that there be a dedicated fund to cater to infrastructural development that he said was no priority for the ruling Jamaica Labour Party. He slammed the performance of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, hinting that his presence at river-cutting events and run out of bypass road was not sufficient evidence of sweeping infrastructure development compared to Holness' predecessor, Portia Simpson Miller. She fixed the economy, she fixed infrastructure, and to see a young man my age come and mash it up, said Phillips. Probably, if the IMF, International Monetary Fund, never keep them in line, they would have mashed up the economy too, the third-term MP quitted further. JN Bank to offset upfront costs with new mortgage offer. Acknowledging the difficulties some people face with financing expenses related to real estate purchases, JN Bank has reintroduced an offer that the financial institution says will offset upfront costs and further strengthen opportunities for Jamaicans to achieve home and property ownership. The new JN Bank mortgage offers provide potential mortgagors with an opportunity to access up to 100% mortgage financing and the option to qualify for additional unsecured loan of up to $5 million to finance mortgage-related expenses, such as the deposit on the property, legal fees, and closing costs. The organization, which is the largest mortgagee in the private market, also guarantees to disburse the funds in 30 days. Each 30-day disbursement guarantee is hinged on when it receives the required documents from the customer. We understand that one of the main challenges that people face when trying to acquire a home is coming up with upfront costs associated with the purchase, such as the deposit, legal fees, closing costs, and so on, which very often they are not aware of, Pesol James, JN Group Sale Executive, explained in a press release. Therefore, we have strengthened our mortgage offer to give clients more, such as up to 100% financing and a personal unsecured loan of up to $5 million, assist them with offsetting these charges. The offer, the bank said, is a strengthening of a similar offer a few years ago. We have strengthened the capacity of the team so that the processing can take place in 30 days or less, and we have been meeting those standards as long as we are in receipt of all the required documents, James stressed. Pre-approvals, which is a letter of no charge confirming that the potential mortgager can afford a mortgage of a certain amount, are also provided within 24 hours, she said. She noted that in addition to the 30-day financing and unsecured loan, accessing a mortgage under the offer also provides potential mortgagers with additional benefits from the JN Group. For example, peril insurance from JN General Insurance, JNGI, is rolled into the mortgage, and mortgagers can get up to 20% off contents and motor vehicle insurance, which are also offered by JNGI, a pre-approved JN Vista credit card, free Jamaica Automobile Association membership, as well as $5,000 towards a JN Fund Manager's Mutual Fund investment account, $5,000 off a JN Life Critical Illness Plan, and more. JN Bank is committed to providing homeowners with a seamless and hassle-free mortgage process, as well as affordable rates and value-added benefits. As a result, we have implemented fixed and variable rates so that customers can customize their mortgage prices according to their financial situation and what they can afford, James explained. The bank recently hosted a first-of-its-kind mortgage open house to promote the offer. Hundreds of patrons attended the event, which features a host of well-known and established retailers, developers, who display information on various upcoming properties across the country, and real estate services. Its JN Bank mortgage and loan term were also on hand to pre-approve persons and provide information on financing. Mortgage rates at JN now ranges from 6.85% to 8.5%. JPs honored at Golden Scale Awards. 15 Justices of the Peace, JPs, from across Jamaica have been honored for exemplary service by the Lay Magistrate Association of Jamaica, LMAJ, at the entity's 27th Golden Scale Awards banquet held at Hotel Grand Aview in Montego Bay on Saturday, August 20. The men and women were hailed for a sterling contribution to nation building and to the delivery of justice. Conwell Court's Jacob Bailey, Middlesex County's Donald Wallace, and Surrey's Merlin Daly were named top JPs, taking home the Golden Scale Award. Bailey from St. Elizabeth was commissioned as JP in 2001, while Wallace, who hailed from Manchester, has been serving since 2013, and St. Andrew, native Daly, became a JP in 1993. Custos of St. James, Bishop Conrad Pitkin, who addressed the function, encouraged the honorees to remain committed to serving the country and to display a high standard of ethical principle that current and future generations can emulate. He said that JPs and the LMAG have a responsibility to rebuild communities and Jamaica by extension through serving with utmost integrity. Let the hope that this award will energize you to go to higher levels of contribution to our Jamaican society. Let me also hope that you will continue to demonstrate such character so that others will join your footsteps in gaining such recognition, he noted. I know that you have provided excellent, efficient and effective service to the people of your community and wider Jamaica. Therefore, your commitment and devotion to voluntary service has not gone unnoticed, Pitkin added. For his part, LMAJ's president, Dr. Linda Rose, urged JPs to continue to serve the Jamaican people. Islam minister says Jamaica's bid to remove the Queen as head of state was long overdue. Minister David Mohammed of the Nation of Islam has stated that Jamaica's bid to remove the Queen as head of state was long overdue. Speaking in a tribute to Marcus Garvey, Minister Mohammed said Jamaica should have followed countries like Ghana and Trinidad and Tobago a long time ago.
And in this discussion, I start off with one simple question to Jamaica. What took us so long? Why did we have to wait all of this time? So those three countries, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and Dominica, severed ties with the Queen. They ended that relationship in the 1970s. But then the 1980s went by. All of the 1990s went by. The first decade of the 2000s went by. The second decade of the 2000s went by. And 40 plus years later, with all of the Caribbean nations feeling comfortable as subjects, the first decolonization that has to take place is the decolonization of the mind. Because if they removed chains and shackles from our hands and feet and put them on our brains, so as the great Carter G. Woodson said in Miseducation of the Negro, if you can control what a man will think, you don't have to worry about what he will do. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, he who controls the diameter of your learning experience controls the circumference of your activity. So if we are still in schools with post-colonial educational systems and a curriculum and a syllabus that is still teaching white supremacy, and if we still have an educational system that is teaching, then they don't even have to worry about whether or not we will want our freedom.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.